Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Nervous system. My team's on the right and the opponents are on the left. And we're just going to take a look at the map first of all, the layout. You can see me in the bottom right there is yellow. And we've got my teammates further up the map. Now, we played this a while ago, and on the top of the map, there's sort of like a little free passage you can see there, where teams can attack each other near the start. In the middle of the map, you've got a gem field, surrounded by AI mammoth tanks, which will attack anything that gets too close. And then the bottom two teams are separated by bridges, but those bridges can be destroyed, or you can go for an early attack by crossing them. I did play this map about a couple of weeks ago, and in that map I used a Tanya strategy. I was starting like near the top of the map, and I took a Tanya round the back. And I mean, the strategy sort of, well, our team won, but it wasn't down to myself. I think the strategy didn't work as well as I expected. It just took a bit long to pull off, and by that time my team had overpowered the other team. So I was just like, sort of put the nail in the coffin, I guess. And you can see what I'm going to try and do straight away is try and destroy these bridges, because what I want to do is I want to be able to build up in this middle section. And yeah, I made a bit of a screw up of trying to destroy the bridges actually. They took a lot longer to destroy than I thought. Anyway, I'm going to be building my war factory. I'm going to build a second ore refinery because it is ore only at the start. And there's no way you're going to be able to get to that gem patch really early on until you get a substantial force built up. Now, I am playing as the Allies. The mammoth tanks are easier to take out if you're Soviets because you do have the aid of Tesla coils. But with Allies, you can use water units, which I'm going to rely on later in the game. I'm going to go for 2 ore trucks here, just to build up that good economy. And you can see just expanding to the right side. Because this ore, although there's quite a bit of ore, I guess at the starting position, it's like strung out. And it's not going to last for an extended period of time. So the first part of this game is just getting in a position to go for the middle. And yeah, I just need to make sure I build up well and good. Now, there's different strategies you could use. Some people could go multi-MCV at this stage because you know you're not going to get attacked early on if you're able to take out those bridges. It's easy to take the bridges out with Soviets though because they have grenadiers, which makes short work. I'm trying to use rocket men. And looking back on it, I think people could take it out more easily if they went to like sort of like the middle part of the bridge. Because I saw some people do it and they seemed to take it down a lot quicker. I think I was attacking the ends of the bridge, which I think take a lot longer to destroy. I'm not 100% sure on this, and I also think artillery do a lot better job as well. So I maybe should have used them as my first unit instead of medium tanks, but you live and learn. It's just from other people who destroyed it a lot quicker than I did. I haven't tested it out myself yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to build out a radar dome because we're going to want to see what's going on in the different parts of the map. Because you can go for be a bit more greedy in this sort of like strategy. And we'll get that. And you can see my ore, I have to be careful because my ore is running quite low. It's not like the most efficient map for gathering ore. And now I can see what's going on in different parts of the map. And you can see I've destroyed the first bridge. And now we're going to go on to try and destroy the second bridge, which is a bit further down. To be fair, I did think I was going to be able to take it down a lot quicker than I did. And now we're having a bit of a look around. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at what was going on at the other side of the map. So at the top of the map, we can see that Teve has gone for cruisers. So that's a bit risky because it does reduce the number of tanks you have. But those cruisers will do a lot of damage to any tanks that it encounters. And you can see red with his light tanks, he's coming forward. We've got green with the defence and blue has a couple of light tanks to defend. We'll have to see what red's able to do in this position. What's he going to go for? He's trying to go straight through the tanks, and it's clear he's going to go for a base dive. So we'll see, is he going to go for the ore refineries or is he going to go for the construction yard? That's quite a common choice. And it looks like the construction yard's going to go down, and it does. So that's a big blow for Teve because he's not going to be able to build any more structures. Although he does still have a war factory. We'll have to see, does he keep that war factory because it was on low HP? But it seems like Red has decided to move on to another build, and it's possibly a mistake that he should have just kept his tanks around the war factory and he might have been able to get it down. But he's going to get a bit of visibility on Green's base and see what Green is doing at this point in time. You can see Green starting to build up his heavy tank numbers. And he's chasing those red tanks, which at this point in the game, I think are just trying to get some map visibility and get an idea of what the other team's doing. So it's going to give the other player, Tyranated, who's starting in the the top left position also, is going to have a good visibility and know when the right time to attack is. But those light tanks are of course going to go down at this point, and it does. Now that green's got a lot of tanks, he can look at sealing that top patch up. So if we go up there, we can see that green is moving his tanks up, and also Teve has got some cruisers in that position just to provide some defence if the other teams go for an attack. And now we're going to go back to my view. This was about the same time as the end of the clip that we just saw, and now I'm going to be placing some ore silos. Now, the way I do this now is a little bit differently because I was still learning this map at this point, and I still am, to be that, for that matter of fact. And what I do now is I place my ore refineries near the top so I can use all that ore at the top of the map. And we can see that Cyan is starting to get to the middle of the map, and I haven't been able to get there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get some boats. So what I should do really is get those ore refineries at the top, and you start using that ore at the top. So now that Cyan is going to be on gems, it could be a little bit of trouble for me, and I'm going to have to get those medium tanks in defence in case Cyan goes for the attack. I'm also getting some destroyers out, and now Cyan is coming in with the heavy tank attack. I've got some destroyers to help me though. We'll have to see how much benefit that provides. There's a couple of destroyers there, and they'll be doing a little bit of damage. And what I'm going to be trying to build now is a tech centre, and the reason I want a tech centre is I'm going to want cruisers, which are going to do a lot of damage to Cyan's buildings, because I don't really want to bring my tanks into contact with Tesla, because that can take out the tanks very, very easily. So now I'm just getting the power up just so I can get that map vision again, and we'll have a bit of a look at Cyan's base because we want to get him off those gems ASAP. Aftermath is switched on, so you are limited to a maximum building speed when you have 2 war factories, 2 barracks, 2 construction yards. And we can see that Cyan has some Tesla troops, and the big danger to Tesla troops is cruisers, and you can see the cruiser just killing a whole load there, and again, and those Tesla troops just getting completely mauled there, and that will be very, very expensive for Cyan because those Tesla troops cost a packet, and that was a big loss for Cyan. And you can see my medium tank force still building up, and now I'm going to use those cruisers to try and take out some of those buildings. So you can see like the power of allies on this map. I'm putting boats in this position here because I'm just being able to, I'm going to be able to take out hopefully Cyan's base. And now you can see Cyan trying to come in with his heavy tanks. He's also got some air force, some MiGs. He's only got a couple at this point in time, and now I'm going to send my medium tanks into the middle of the map because he's got his tank force there. We've got some Tesla coils, but they're on the load and they've got low HP. Let's see how this goes. My tank force has been able to build up, and we're going to take out this ore refinery, and this has gone terribly for Cyan at the moment. And you can see we're just going to get him completely off the middle here. And you can see him trying to bring some heavy tanks in, but my navy is there, and we're going to be able to push him right back for the time being. And this is going very well for us. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a service depot, so hopefully we can build an MCV, because you can see I'm struggling for ore, and I want to get to the middle, and I want to get onto that gems patch. And you can see him with the extra MCV there, and the planes are coming in. And now we're going to try and take out as much of his base as possible. And you can see I've got some more tanks there. I'm just going to bring them up to the middle as well. So it's bad news for Cyan. Let's see how far we can push into his base. Those planes are not doing too much damage, and he hasn't got too many tanks here. And we're also bringing our navy right down. We'll see how far we can go here. You can see him installing a Tesla coil, but that isn't going to do him too much good. And yeah, you can just see those cruisers just do so much damage, and we're just going to bring them down as well. You can see my forces are actually getting whittled down, but I've got my navy there, and they're going to do an extreme amount of damage. And yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just cancelling the production. And the good thing is the destroyers do have a bit of air defence, but we're going to have a look at what happened earlier on here. So there was green and blue. They were lining up for an attack. And just as it went to attack, orange just placed a Tesla coil down. So now we'll see how green and blue do against this attack. Naval Jr. And you can see that Tesla coil doing quite a bit of damage, but they are sort of managing to whittle down. been able to take out the Tesla coil, but they've also got turrets, they've got pillboxes to defend, and this isn't going too well. But green bringing in even more tanks, and it looks like they're going to be able to push through here possibly, because those are big numbers from green. But orange bringing in reinforcements. Is it going to be enough? And yeah, green's sort of getting through, but it looks like it's going to be close because orange has got quite a few heavy tanks in there, and red also some medium tanks and pillboxes and turrets to defend. And you can see orange placing another Tesla coil at the top here, and I think that's going to take out those green tanks, because those green tanks are on low HP and they do get wiped out. So it was a good effort, but no cigar at the end, and now they're going to go for the counter. So we'll have to see what happens here. Does Teve and does green have anything left to defend with? And we can see that Teve is signalling the point there, so green needs to bring some up to defend, because that's a big force from orange. And let's see what they decide to go for. Earlier on, Teve lost his construction yard, so any buildings that get destroyed, he won't be able to replace. And you can see he's losing that ore truck, but that ore truck will be able to replace because he does have a war factory. But now let's see what he's going for. And red is going for the tech centre, and if that tech centre goes down, then Teve is going to lose full map visibility. I'm just showing you what Teve could see there. Absolutely nothing on the map. He lost all visibility. And let's have a look at what other damage are they going to do. It looks like they're going to go around for the back of green's base. And yeah, Teve just fighting out and is sat at the top at the moment. But we can see green has got his tank mass there, but I don't think green has many tanks in his base. Let's see, are these orange tanks going to be able to push in any further? It looks like they're going to be taken out. But now red going for the radar dome of green. And it looks like that radar dome is going to go down, because green hasn't realised yet. He'll probably realise now, because he won't be able to see his radar in the top right. But we are managing to clear the forces from this side of the map, and now green is responding to those red tanks. But are those red tanks going to be able to take out that construction yard? It is on very low HP, and green isn't responding. And that construction yard goes down, but green does have a service depot, so he is going to be able to build up another MCV from his war factory, but that is going to take time and resources. And now red going for the power plants. If he goes low on power, then his building speed is going to be much slower. Now we're going to have a look at what's going on in the middle of the map. We can see that orange is bringing some tanks through, and that's probably because he knows that cyan is getting attacked. And also we can see Teve has a ore truck going there, and I think that's what he might have been going for actually first. But now we're engaging orange's tanks, and we've got more medium tanks. It looks like we're going to be able to clear this and be okay. Yeah, you can see orange having to fall back at the moment. So yeah, we're just pushing him back, and we've also got some orange ore trucks coming in, and we're going to try and clear those off. And now I've got my MCV, so I'm going to be able to bring my own things to the middle. We've still got our navy there, so they'll be holding off cyan for the time being, just taking out a couple of those Tesla coils. And I've lost map vision, and we can see that red has got a construction yard in the back of my base, so he's took out my tech centre, and I've lost all map vision that I had. So yeah, I'm going to need to take out these tanks. I'm going to need to deal with this Tanya quickly. I think it's a Tanya, or was it? It might have been Migs actually. Anyway, if it was actually, yeah. Let's see what red has there. And he's got a money crate, which is unfortunate for me. And I'm going to need to have a look around. Fortunately, I just had this extra MCV out, so I'm going to be able to place that further up my base. And now you can see my construction yard has indeed been taken out. And yeah, actually, I think it was Migs there, because I could see them, some of the rocket soldiers from firing on it. So they've been able to take out some things in my base. But you can see orange now coming from the middle. Obviously, the destroyers weren't enough to... yeah. And you can see that Teve is now going for an attack on cyan, and he's taking out those air bases. But now we're having a sort of fight in the middle of the map. There's green and me against Tyranated playing as the orange, and it looks like we're going to be able to push Tyranated back for the time being, because we do have the better tank numbers. I just have to be aware that red are sort of around the back of my base, so I'm going to need to go back there to defend. But so far we've been able to push orange back, and I'm just trying to get rid of these Tesla coils and have a look at what red is doing. And you can see now the Tanyas do come out. I'm also going to get this ore on the ore refinery, so I can build some pillboxes for a bit of defence. So let's hope we can get these pillboxes down in time. And that first pillbox goes down. Have I put it too close? And it looks like I have. Got a bit too close to the Tanya there. I'll just need one more. And the Tanya is down. And now we'll go and try and get rid of Red's base in the back of my base. And just get a few more pillboxes scattered around. So we'll go for this barracks and then take out the construction yard. And I'm just placing a few more pillboxes. So if another Tanya does come out, which it does, she's going to have a hard time getting to other parts of my base. And I'm just putting like plenty of pillboxes there just for defence. And you can see some Cyan dropping off some paratroopers there to attack some of my buildings. But I do have some pillboxes located there now. And now Cyan is going for my navy. But Blue team going in for the fight there as well. And you can see that Tanya's still doing some destruction in different parts of my base. And I'm going to need to be careful because I don't want that Tanya getting up to that top part because that's my MCV, my only MCV left. And I had lost all construction. I've lost all my war factories. So if I had lost that MCV, I wouldn't have been able to build any more buildings. So I'm going to need to try and rebuild back now. And we'll have to wait and see if the other team, what do they have and what sort of attack can they mount. You can see now green getting to the middle of the map. So we're starting to take control, hopefully, of the middle gems, which is very, very good because we need to at this point because we haven't got much left. And you can see that Cyan is still trapped in that bottom left part of the map and not able to get out because of the navy. And now I think I'm just going to get another pillbox and then I'm going to be able to start getting my war factories back. Yeah, I'll just get another one just in case. And now Teve going back into Cyan's base, maybe to finish him off. Yeah, and I'm just trying to get as many pillboxes as possible, really, because Red could still mount an attack in the back position. And now you can see Red trying to bring some tanks through, but it's to no avail. And now we're going to push up into Orange's base. It looks like Orange, not being able to use the gems, will be running at low ore. And now we're able to take out some of these major buildings. And there's one of the war factories. We can see that Orange doesn't have many tanks left. He's only got about 3, so we'll take out those 3 tanks. And then Orange will be left with nothing to defend. And he said, good game. And he's selling up. So yeah, that's just getting a few defences there just to make sure Red doesn't try anything. He has got a construction yard there, but his main base is going to be going down very shortly. And we're just taking out these orange Tesla coils and then we'll be able to get up to Red's main base. So we'll see what Red has left here. We can see he has a ore refinery, which we're going to need to take out because we'll be getting obviously a bit of ore from that. Although there isn't much left at his base at all, and you can see him getting a war factory down near my main base. That could be useful to him if he's able to build many tanks, but I do have a feeling that he's going to be low at all at this point. And now we're just taking out those main base defences, and it looks like his main base is pretty much done for. And I'm going to take my tanks back, and you can see he's got a light tank out, and he's starting to attack my ore truck. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty much done and dusted. So yeah, it was another interesting game. I think like what won it for me against Cyan is by the time we got to the middle, Cyan had a lot of Tesla troops, and those shock troopers are so powerful against tanks. So I think if I hadn't got those cruisers, I probably wouldn't have won that battle. So I think that was the main turning point, me getting the navy, taking out Nose 4's base. I think it's James Asplund, his real name, his usual name. And then, obviously, at the top of the map, it was a difficult start, losing a construction yard, for Teve losing a construction yard, and then later on using his tech centre. But yeah, we managed to eventually get the middle and take control. It's all about who controls that middle patch of gems towards the end of the game, because they just give you so many resources. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.